Hello, Scarborough. Hello, clubbers. What do we have today?
Hi, Andy. Today we have Dan from DPMF. Hiya, Dan.
Hi, Dan.
Hey Scarvo, hey,
Hiya,
how's it
mate.
going? Thanks for inviting me on your channel, guys. I've been wanting to come on here for a while, so it's much
Been
appreciated.
2 years,
Good to be
mate.
here.
Good to have
Been
you.
2 years. 2 years
Yeah,
in the bed.
it
So,
has,
what
yeah.
have we got,
So,
Dan? DPMF.
um,
Where shall we begin with
okay,
what you do?
so obviously those who are involved in our community would know that we actually do quite a lot of different things. It's not even just blockchain related. Some of it, in fact, all of it is digital related. Not all of it is blockchain, but majority of it is. So from 2020, started a company, DPMF Finance, with me obviously being the CEO, which started out as just me and a laptop, which was actually just around the time of the COVID pandemic kicking off. And the idea was I'd spent a long time involved in different blockchains and different assets. And I wanted to start trying to build ways where we could use the assets beyond simply buying and selling, or in other ways, use it as utility or find a use case, if you like. So I explored a lot of blockchains around that time. I nearly went to Ethereum and a few other chains. I went and spoke to could do what I wanted to achieve. And it was over a year of pulling in certain team members and headhunting people. I started to get a small team together, and then we launched. The XRPL was something I was aware of, and I felt best to go onto that network mainly for what they had coming in the future, but not so much of what they had today.
Yeah.
So in 2021, we launched publicly on social media that we was going to start on a blockchain. So the company had already been around for nearly a year. So I'd spent within that year, I'd spent a good 9 months doing a lot of designs and stuff for a lot of interoperable projects. And we would have our own currency, which is the XDX currency, which is circulating today.
Yeah.
We distributed that token in November, end of November and start of December. We'd done a whitelist, and then we'd done an airdrop to anyone who had a trust line in 2021. We actually done, most don't know this, I have brought it up before, we actually done 86,000 trust lines we delivered to in
Wow.
36 hours, where me and
that
a
one,
couple other
Dan.
team members. That was actually by size and scale bigger than it was a record one of that year. And it was mainly because we was monitoring it for the whole 36 hours. So just to ensure that it had all gone out. And the reason for that is because we wanted to get it circulating, to give time to then build out stuff that XDX would eventually all run on.
Yeah.
So we've got three main areas that we focus on as a company, and I call them XD projects, XD1, XD2, and XD3. XD1 relates more to the NFT side, which is why we have a NFT exchange called Radical X, which has just come to about halfway of its planned development. Radical X never launched on XLS20 as a fully fledged exchange, but it has been used publicly by individual artists. And the reason for that is because it does have some use case in it where all currencies now function on there. I think we're the only NFT exchange that has that. It's very, very basic exchange at the moment because a lot of research and development went into the coding after XLS20, mainly the all currencies, but it's also offers in all currencies as well. So if you're to sell an NFT on there, you can sell it in any currency. You have a trust line in your Sun wallet. For example, if you had, I don't know, Songbird on XUMM or Bitcoin even, you can choose to sell that NFT in that currency. But if the flag of the NFT has the transferable flags on, you can also have offers put in any currency as well. And it's completely peer-to-peer. So there's no NFTs custody on the platform, and there's no crypto custody on the platform either. The only fee we take in is a 5 XRP fee to join. After that, everything else is 0%. It's unlimited minting, no percent on the trading fee.
I know, sorry, Dad. I know when I seen you earlier this year, you were talking about this where you can use any crypto to do NFTs.
That's right, yeah, because it wasn't live then, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, when I first met you, that was the aim, and it was a really hard or a really difficult challenge to pull through. It took a little bit longer than I'd anticipated. And if I'm honest with you, at first we wasn't actually going to do all XRPL currencies. It was only in August, well, sorry, a bit before August of 2022. I spoke to some of my team and I said, you know, we're going to have XDX run on there, XRP, and you know, a few assets that we work with. We should just start off with the foundations and just focus on everything. And it's not an easy thing to do. I have been contacted a few times, you know, for the coding to do it, but the coding isn't optimal to share. So it probably is at that stage now. But you know, as you can see, the exchange is fairly basic, and that's just because a lot of research and development has gone into it. By the time it gets to 100%, it will have everything that every other exchange has and more, including some additional features which we call enhanced features, which are not online yet. So an awful lot going on Radical X just by itself, and it's got the potential to be quite explosive later. There's also, in fact, do you know, I'm about to say something I shouldn't. All I'll say is there's some plans. I won't say don't ball on it. Actually, I'll leave it at that. Where it sits at the moment, though, no, you get me in trouble. Where it sits at the moment, though, so
you can blame me now.
The next part to come online is profiles. So a user at the moment, you don't have your own individual profile. But when you do go online after the next upgrade, you'll have a profile where you can attach your own links. You can change the username of your profile, and the profile is actually your wallet address. So you wouldn't sign in and apply a username or a password. We take no information of like bank details. We don't KYC or anything like that. Your wallet address is you entering the platform. So then you'll be able to start advertising yourself. There's a way to validate each other. There is a direct message segment that's coming on, and that will probably come on slightly after. And then there's a way for you to categorize your collections on the NFT exchange. So
anyone, sorry, Dan. So anyone can put their NFT collection on here.
Yeah, as long as the NFTs are on the blockchain. There's a few. We had a lot of users get in touch. In fact, if I was to go through the timeline of 2023, in January and February, we started. We wasn't able to display all NFTs on the blockchain, so we started adding a few programs that we've developed. We've built them ourselves. It's not open source technology, and with that, we found that not all NFTs we could actually display, and we found that some ways that NFTs were minted were not to the sort of gold standard using the IPFS, so it wasn't public information to pull the or to get the information of what the NFT image is, the file. So we've come across a lot of NFTs that aren't actually displaying a public image, more of a private centralized server, which is a little bit of a problem because technically we can't display it. I mean, you can get an API off the platform, or you know, but it should really all be open, and it's a problem we come across. And we found there was quite a lot of NFTs that weren't minted to the standard that was sort of set out by the XLS20 protocol, and that was a bit of a kick in the teeth for us. And we was like, you know, damn it, because as well on this platform, when you mint, it's your wallet that does the minting. And that's how it comes up on the ledger as well. So if you're connected, if you have a vanity address or a custom address, which is, you know, for example, Scarbo XRP, as that is your issuer address, then when you actually mint, that's what comes up. Where other NFT exchanges, they'll sort of say they custody the mint, if you like, and they're on the ledger. And I wanted to avoid that and make sure that the minter was 100%, you know, all on the ledger for them. At the moment, we've got it so we don't broadcast others to essentially mint someone's file, and that's purely because we're doing all currencies for minting. And what I mean by that is, so you could have an NFT file created, ready to be minted, but then you can offer it out not just in XRP but any currency you want. And that's an additional sort of feature that's coming online, and that will be another part of the all currencies sort of being completed. And then you know that. So at the moment, when you upload a file, you pretty much mint it yourself. You don't offer it for someone else to mint until we've got this next upgrade in place.
Mhm.
So yeah, as when it comes to Radical X, there's been a lot gone on. It's been very difficult. So some of it been quite challenging, sometimes quite stressful. But it's out of everything we've been doing the past year, we've got you know, all the foundations are in place. We're sort of going on to the enhanced features now, which involve the RDX token, which is the native currency for that platform. And you'll start seeing some stuff come online where an issued asset on the XRPL actually has a governance utility role on an NFT exchange. We've got quite a few enhanced features to come on it. I did put out an article a few months ago on all the stuff we had coming. It's quite large. Also, further to that, we've been working a little bit with Stably, the Ripple partner, who do the stablecoin on the XRPL. We've got their, I think they call it a widget. We've got their widget attached on here, so people can actually transact stable value from things like Avalanche, Avalanche Ethereum, quite a large amount of other chains, and they can transact through there into their wallet onto this platform. So we're sort of already getting there, connecting to other chains. Yeah, all foundational really for what comes next, especially after profiles. But a really big project actually. There's a lot of coding on here that you can't actually see. We have one, we call it I call it a fact checker. So every time you click on an NFT, you wouldn't see it, but there's a massive check to make sure all the data is 100% in sync with the ledger. And that includes offers as well, offers from other platforms as well. So if you used to scroll down on here as an example, I don't know if there's any offers on here. So there's NFTs on sale for XDX currency. You could actually
place an offer.
Yeah, if you place an offer, you'll see.
Yeah.
You can place an offer and you'll
Place an
see
offer, go
all the
on.
currencies you have in tick the
Agree.
tick the
I have read
the
and
agreement
agreed,
just above
buddy.
buy.
Where do I
Just
agree?
above buy. Just above buy.
It says I have read
No,
and
buy.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm
I have
pointing
to
at the
check
screen
here.
like a
There you
crazy idiot here.
go.
There, MD, there.
Yeah. So I'd have to
well, when
connect
your
it.
wallet's connected, when you place an offer, it will come up with every currency you have as a trust line in your wallet, and then you select the universal value of how many
Right.
tokens
So how
you want to
does
trade
it
for.
do that?
That's
I know there's something like the Pathfinder feature on the XRPL, right? That swaps any token for any token. If there's
no,
any,
this doesn't go down the pathfinding route. This is a direct transaction from one asset to another.
so
So,
this
for
is
example, let's say you had go on.
no, go on you.
So let's say you had Ethereum as the issued asset in your XULM wallet, from the Ethereum chain, but you've got it in your Sun wallet issued in the XRPL. You can offer to buy that with that Ethereum. Let's say I don't know, pick me a project, Garbo. Pick me a token project.
Oh, JSC, Junkies. Go on, I'll go Junkies, JSC.
Junkie. All right. So if you've got the trust line in your wallet, when you go to when you select the agreement and go to place offer, you can select that currency and then the amount you want to place, and it will come up. If you scroll further down, it will come up on offers at the bottom there, which you'll see on the bottom left where it says all buy offers. They'll all be listed there. Every offer that's put forward. If it's from another exchange, because we detect other exchange offers as well, that will come up, but ones from our platform come up with a 0% fee, and that sort of just helps us tell where it's come from. So if you actually accept, if you own this NFT, but the offer was on a marketplace that does a fee, if you accept it, it's actually accepted through them because it's on the ledger. I don't know if most know this, but the XRPL, the network is the NFT exchange. It is not the exchange itself. So the second an NFT is minted on the XRPL, you could sell it on every marketplace at the
Yeah,
same time.
unlike others
Yeah.
like in Ethereum, where it's all hidden in away in custom closed out servers and smart contracts, whereas on the XRPL, all NFT activity is public, right? Open.
That's right. Yeah. There's a few cases we've got in the future where we're considering minting a specific NFT and putting it on all marketplaces to sell. And then on Radical X, any offers that come in all the other marketplaces, we'll see them. They would all come up. And if you accept it, it's as if you bought it on another marketplace. So you actually get charged the fee of that marketplace because we do it through the ledger. We don't
Yeah.
cut
Are
them
we
off.
talking about other marketplaces on that use
Yeah.
just XRPL?
It's just XRPL marketplaces.
Right, because for example, let's say XRP Cafe, and then we have on XRP, right? And you have offers
Yeah.
that kind of duplicate, right? Because they're kind of walling off their marketplace. And you're saying with your marketplace, you can go around that. You can pick up the offers from anywhere and sell them from
No,
anywhere.
yeah. So so if this NFT was on sale on XRP, want to put an offer in on the on XRP platform, we detect it and it comes up down there. But it come up as a 0% fee. If you buy it through Radical X on XRP, take the fee because it's through the ledger.
Got ya.
So we display everything. Yeah, we
That's
display
great.
absolutely everything.
That's
But
great.
on XRP, take the fee, even though
Yeah,
it's sold
yeah.
there.
I've actually had it. Someone said to me. So in the early days, before we actually displayed the 0% fee, someone got in touch with me and said, "I've just bought an NFT on your marketplace, but on the ledger, XRP Cafe took a fee." I said, "Yeah, it's because the trade that was the person who wanted to buy it put the offer in on their platform, and then you've seen it on ours. So we detected it through the ledger. I think we're the only marketplace to do that. So
I think so.
we actually try and detect everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't want to cut any liquidity off, basically. So that's why it's there. And to be honest, we charge a 0% fee for transactions anyway. So if someone's willing to pay a transaction fee, that's entirely up to them. It doesn't make any difference to us because we're on a 0% trading fee anyway.
You're a smarty man, Dan.
That's pretty great for people
I
who want to
like
be
it.
listing and accessing offers from everywhere.
Well, we can only list, so there isn't a profile actually yet. So even if you create a collection, it's only in your own wallet. It's in your own non-custodial wallet, your Sun wallet. It's not actually technically on the platform. This is just an interface to the ledger. However, with profiles coming on, that changes that. So you would be able to categorize every NFT you have and arrange your collections, but they must be minted. If you was to go onto a marketplace and sort of pair a file but not mint it, we wouldn't be able to detect that because the marketplace has the sort of data for to then mint it. It has to be on the ledger for us to see it. There's a couple more sort of ways NFTs are minted we need to explore, and I've got a few NFTs from the music sort of NFT marketplaces. Some of them we're testing out so we can pick up with their metadata, the music that's built inside. But yeah, it's on the right track to where I wanted it to go, because our NFT exchange was not designed to be the same as most of the traditional ones you see today. It's actually planned to be designed quite differently. And it's pretty much at this point going forward is where it's different. So yeah, it's something to look forward to.
Fascinating. So a lot to look forward to. Lots going on.
Man,
Lots
that's a whole
coming.
video
this
on
is-
its own, Dan.
Say again, yeah.
That's a whole
Yeah, I
video
know,
on
yeah.
its own.
Definitely.
So
Yeah.
connected,
Man.
so anything to do with NFTs, as in sort of NFT display and creation, we call it XD1. So XD1 is sort of the X-20, if you like, sort of our side in that department. We also have, if you click on somewhere on the top, there should be a Zion gallery. It's not on there at the moment. So we built a Zion gallery with, working with Spatial. Now Spatial, really great guys. They got some really great plans going on in the future.
Good guys.
And we wanted to build. Yeah, there's going to be some music coming here. You might want to see if you can mute it.
No, we like music here.
Yeah,
MD don't like me playing
wanted
music, but
we wanted to build something on them because they're doing more stuff where they can develop what this sort of gallery is. There's some work going on here at the moment, actually, which you'll see to the left. Yeah, there's some minor work going on here at the moment. We've got to move some logos around because we just had a new branding. Yeah, so all the NFTs you have on here, especially on the upper floor, they're all connected to the Radical X exchange. So if you was to go onto an NFT on sort of the upstairs, you know,
I go up the
on the
stairs.
stairs, MD.
Walk the stairs. Hang on, it's here.
Not there. At least you're doing this, mate. I'd have been all over the place by now.
Oh, it's a bit sluggish camera.
Yeah,
But
it's
anyway,
That's quick to me, Dan.
There's a mouse control here, so I can do this. I'm just learning it right now. So
So all these images you see on the walls, some of these are from real-time artists, and
Right.
when you click on them and click the magnifying glass, you'll see. So click not the big one. If you click one of the NFTs on the left, the sort of smaller square, there's some from OpenEgg over there. That links you straight to the Radical X exchange, and on that page you can straight away go to apply an offer. So there you go. So it takes you back on, and there you go.
Ah.
That's excellent. So within
And,
Metaverse, you
and
can
straight
go
away,
straight and buy it.
yeah, and this is every currency again applied. You can all these NFTs are available to purchase of any currency in your wallet, and that was sort of the dream I had when I started a few years ago. So this is one part of it. So we call it XD1. The Zion Gallery has got some upgraded servers coming on soon as well, and it has got an outside. So at the moment, it's just this sort of gallery hallway, but actually there's all these other segmented parts, and we're going to build a video game in the basement involving a zombie game, shooting zombies or something similar like that. So there's quite a lot going on in terms of that stuff. But
There's
yeah,
like a
so
little
it's working.
theater here. Yeah, it's pretty
Yes.
responsive.
So is all these the NFTs on X Radical now?
Yeah, all of
Where
these are on
this?
Radical X, all of them. Yeah, every single one.
And click on any of them, it takes you to your
Yeah,
mint
that's
site.
correct.
Oh, I didn't die.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's
would
not
have
a
done.
it's not a video game, guys.
So yeah, we're doing some work on it now. That gold door you see there, that will be the one. It leads you outside, and we've got 3 helicopters that you'll go in, and you can fly around this island floating in the sky. But that's not available to the public at the moment. That comes later, and we're just going to make it into a fun environment. You know, we've never held any. Oh, there is actually, while you're on it, if you go upstairs again and turn left, you'll like this. I'll explain what it is. Excuse the damage control over there. That's where we've been doing some editing recently.
That's all right.
Yeah, go up the stairs and turn left. And what we've done is we've built a online cinema. So in this specific room, that's it, turn left here. Sorry, right here. That's it, cinema. Go in there. So in here, you can actually sit down. We can hold up to 150 people in one go. And then we put a movie on inside. And we can also play live YouTube clips. We could put your channel on here if you wanted. And you can have people meet up, sit down, and actually talk about it while it's playing.
That's awesome. Look at that.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here.
So if you
so all these seats
if you put a movie on, how do you go about copyright?
Good question. That's why we ain't put one on yet.
There you go.
So yeah, it's a let's just say it wouldn't be correct.
Yeah.
We'd have to put on something that's already publicly viewable. So I wanted to put on the new who is it that done the movie about the Hollywood what's it child trafficking.
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
the Sound of
yeah.
Freedom.
Sound of Freedom.
Correct, yes. So
That's
I was
sad.
thinking about putting. I've got it. I haven't watched it yet, and I was thinking about putting it
Oh,
on here.
buddy.
It kept getting shut down.
Oh,
Have you
that's
seen it?
awful.
No,
Yeah,
not
it's
yet.
an amazing film. It's
Oh,
crazy
good,
film.
because I'm looking forward to watching it. To be honest.
Yeah, it definitely. I've watched it 3 times. It's just crazy. It's a
We
crazy
can
film. I'll come
also
and
in here
watch it with you, Dan.
we can play live TV in there as well. So we can put a channel on. We've sat there watching Sky News and football. You know, like when we first built it, and it's still being built
Yeah.
out. So yeah, that's a bit of the gallery, and that's all still under development as well. Oh, you can also have PowerPoints done on here and actually give a lecture if you really wanted to. And we'll probably start turning stuff like that on as Radical X starts coming online, because and the reason for that is because all these NFTs you see along here in the walls in the gallery, when you go on them in the future, you'll be able to not just see the NFT, but you'll be able to visit the user's profile as well. So I want to make sure we've got quite a lot in place before we start really broadcasting it. But this is already open to the public anyway, and a few people have been to visit and see what's gone on. But we're not over marketing this at the moment. I'm going to wait till we've got a few things more online, and then we'll push it out. So yeah, that's XD1.
That's
That's
really
actually won
cool.
the NFT.
That's really
That's
cool.
yeah, that's
That's
what we're doing on
good.
that side.
Ah, there's a white rabbit
Excellent.
here.
Lonely rabbit.
Lonely bunny.
Ah, bless.
That's actually a personal design by Ava.
Is it?
Yeah, yeah, she's put on some of her personal art that she made from a few years, excuse me, from a few years ago. She wanted to put up there. So there's a couple of ones sitting in there. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, that's
But
something
this
no one else is doing, that you can buy an NFT regardless of what token you're using, which is great.
Yeah, if I'm honest, I was actually going to put up other marketplace NFTs so people could put the links in. But speaking to one of my managers, we had a bit of a shady area about, you know, are we responsible if something goes wrong with a platform and we've got a link that someone's paid for to be in here. So we sort of just stuck to our own stuff at the moment, and we'll probably look to open it up later. Yeah, excuse the giant old Radical X logo. That'll be removed.
Nah, leave it
There's
there,
a few
mate.
there's a few live photos in there as well, actually.
Ah,
A few
shit,
live
Dan, you're
photographs.
worrying
One's
me.
from the BPM wallet.
That's what I mean. Shit, you're worrying me now.
Okay, so I think other than that, I think that's enough on XD1. So that's that sort of
Yeah.
department being developed.
I can close out the
Um,
gallery, right?
oh, yeah.
Go visit
What
the
I'll do is
gallery.
I'll briefly touch on XD2 because we don't the only things we have live we don't have as a sort of public view on a website. So XD2 is our DeFi side. So this is
Top
more
one,
the stuff
buddy.
where it comes into the
MD, top one. Go to top.
Top one?
this is where it comes into
Oh,
XD2.
yeah, there we go.
okay, this is quite a large black paper, so I'm not going to get you to go through it because
Right. People
it's got a lot
can
of
look it up
details in it.
themselves. We'll put the link below.
Yeah.
What, DYOR, bro? No one DYORs. Come
No,
on.
yeah, it's a lot of text for people to go through, but you can summarize.
Yeah,
Summarize.
Yeah, so this I call it Project XD2, which initially started just as an analytical platform for new traders. That was what XD2 was in 2020. Since then, I've expanded on it because I wanted to have more of a sort of physical interaction with crypto as opposed to just analytics. So adding to that, it's still XD2, but it's three main component parts. The first part of it, the first part of it's called Genesis, which involves solar-powered XRP nodes. Now, we actually have XRP nodes in the UK. We have 5 running on solar power, and that's live now. We call them Gen 1 nodes. Gen 2 nodes would be for a side chain that we're building, which involves the XDX currency. So currently we're using the Gen 1 nodes, the first 5, as sort of a test. We're going to have another 10 prototypes come out that we deliver to different areas of the world starting at January next year. And then we will start building on foundations for our own side chain, which is this XD2, which the XDX currency, our native currency, will run on as a transaction fee. So yeah, the first part is Genesis, which is the solar powered nodes, which is an entirely it's its own entity as a project, and we've actually got a Ripple grant in for it, which we get results in January. But we've already started the project, and if we don't get the Ripple grant, we're still going to build it anyway. But yeah, that's already started. Once we've got the Gen 1 nodes nailed down, we'll start on the Gen 2 nodes, which involve the sidechain, and XLS38, which is the sidechain protocol, looking to go live on the XRPL, and that's voted in. We also, so this is still the XD2 project. So part 1 is Genesis. The next part is called Project Synaptrix, which involves a non-custodial wallet. So it'd be similar to what you have on XUMM. However, we're going to build in our own decentralized features involved in borrowing and lending. So we currently have 2 Solidity developers on Ethereum who actually work on the Radical X exchange actually in bits and pieces. They're going to be working with me to sort of perfect smart contracts with the wallet. For those that don't know, smart contracts on Ethereum, they can have a lot of holes, so we have to be very careful when we do write these smart contracts to make sure they're completely efficient before going live. So the non-custodial wallet is already in development. We can launch that without having anything else live. So we can just launch it as a basic non-custodial wallet, and then we'll be adding parts to it. So it'll have the XRPL chain, but then it will also have our own XDX sidechain, which we call a hyperchain. And the reason it's called a hyperchain is because it actually does something different with the transaction fee, which is not on other networks, which again involves borrowing and lending, which is in the paper. So yeah, that Project Synatrix is basically a non-custodial wallet, and then the final part of the project is Project Paradigm, where it goes into the actual functionality of the XDX hyperchain. So that is all XD2, which is all in that paper, which was put out on the 9th of September. It has been enhanced the past year, so it was just a start of as an analytical application. But we see a window of opportunity to actually really build out some pretty decent stuff relating to self-custody, lending and borrowing. So yeah, that's in development right now, and all of this has been put forward for the Ripple grant as well, which I'll be speaking to someone from Ripple hopefully in the next few weeks. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind if I don't get it. I know a lot of people get a bit upset when they have if they don't get a grant.
They cry.
And yeah, and you know, we're not going to do that. We will just carry on. It would speed up what we do. That's all it is. It would just speed it up. So yeah, that's XD2, guys. As a quick brief, there's not much visual to show on that because it's solar powered nodes that we have at the moment and a non-custodial wallet that's not public.
That's a good summary you gave us, and people can certainly read it for themselves.
Yeah,
definitely.
And then the third part we have is XD3, which involves game finance. Now this would be a little bit bigger. So what XD3 is, it involves.
Do we have a link for this?
And I know, yeah, if you go onto the website,
back to the
website and go onto the AVA program in the middle. Just click on AVA program, not the Mart, not
the Mart AVA program.
That's it. Click on there.
Yeah, there we go.
And what you'll see is, so we've been building this out for quite some time. We've got a game development lab now with the AVA MetaMart, which I'll come on to in a bit. So what this involves is NFT characters that will be fighting each other on a peer-to-peer basis. We actually gave away quite a lot of these characters. We sold a few, but we gave away a lot more. I think we gave away close to about 1,200, 1,300 of these characters ready for when the game comes on. Yeah, there was quite a few that went out, and it was I think it was one of the. We definitely had the biggest NFT airdrop because of the data for the NFT, but I suppose if it's to the IPFS, it doesn't really matter. But one NFT, let's say the XDX AVA, they are 125 megabytes for just the one NFT, which is that that kind of data is sometimes a homepage. Or in fact, you get a few homepages of an NFT exchange on it. But and this is the XDX AVA in testing from 2 years ago as an augmented reality character. So the NFTs that people own of the AVA program, they will eventually be a character like this. And we're using a lot of AI to sort of, in a way, help build it as well. The NFT characters have a certain amount of traits: HP, attack, damage, defense, resistance, and speed, which is in the metadata, which then when you connect to the game, the machine readable and human readable metadata is then implemented, and you will be able to upgrade the characters on a training application. If you go to, I think, have we got some footage of the game? I know I have in my Telegram. But then there's a list of characters here. There's a few out, a few are coming soon. I don't think we've got game footage on it. So in my Telegram, we definitely have game footage. So there is already a game. It's not released to the public yet because we still got to implement a few more characters. We also found that the software we've used Unreal Engine and we've sort of enhanced under Houdini. We found it to be a lot better. So we sort of partially built a game, and then we're going to carry on using other software, new software that's come on. We're actually quite up to date with software that comes out. I don't think I have a developer that can't use a specific software that works with me. We can pretty much do anything at the moment, which is quite fortunate.
Indeed,
this was so the characters are after currencies. So this was the XRP Ava, which we tried to make look like a god of liquidity. We didn't give him a face. If you look carefully, he doesn't have a face, and we made him, quite shiny, and it is a representation of the XRP currency basically. And there's only 10 of them, and they sold really well. They were gone in a few minutes, and they went for, it was between 2,500 XRP and 5,000 XRP. That they went like really quick. People really wanted the X. And then the other ones, the Asian girls are the XLS 14 and XLS 20 protocol. We made them into twins. If you go onto the blue one with the stripe in the hair, it's one of my personal favorites actually. These are really hard to build as well, guys. So the exact character you see is the character in the game to that detail.
That's awesome.
There was only 10 of these. There's three left to purchase actually. They're on sale with XDX currency on Radical X. It's going to be great when the game comes out. It's going to be great, and I get a lot of pressure from my community. They say,
I bet you do.
When's it coming out?
I bet you do.
And rightly so.
When launch?
But yeah, it's going to be a phenomenon. It's going to be a fantastic game. I can't wait for it. But it is a lot of work.
When
you can see the detail. Just the
it is a lot of work.
Yeah.
I know it has been in the junkers. There's a lot of work goes into what you guys do. It's crazy.
So that's the Ava program. So the Ava program involves parts of XD1 because they're NFTs, Radical X, and then it involves game finance. Right, so you'll be able to earn crypto playing each other basically with these characters. And this is all footage of us building the characters from, it was about 18 months ago, I think this was. So these are all complete. The ones you can see moving around here, the RDX Ava on the top right there, he's done. We've got him in game. But there's a few others like the Shiba NFT Ava. He doesn't have fingers. So if there's items to grab in the game, we was like, how do we get him to pick up that
mate,
sword?
I'd leave it. That'd be so funny. So I'd leave it. That'd be hilarious, wouldn't it? Pick it up.
We've got them flying around and with jetpacks and all sorts. So there's some really cool stuff coming with this program, and we've got a few more characters to release. We've got the Guardian coming next. No one's seen him yet. He's really good. He's got a specific type of design software we used on a cape. It looks absolutely fantastic. So he's the next one to come out. I'm just waiting for the right time to release him. And there's 3 more, and then it will be the game. So yeah, that's XD3.
That's built on Unreal Engine, right?
It was to start with. We've enhanced it using Houdini software now as well.
Right.
I was going to be cruel then, Dan, and ask you for a date, but I wouldn't be that cruel.
There'll be a few people listening going, "Come on, Dan, please give us a date."
Give us a date.
But it's very important we get this right. I do want to release a beta with the XDX Ava and the RDX Ava with just the 2 characters. I do want to release a beta just for people to get a test. In fact, I can show you a little bit of what the game's going to be like with the software. If you go onto the link of the Ava MetaMart for us on the design platform, on the top, on the links.
Ava MetaMart over here? No. Here.
One left.
Yeah.
That's it, where did we put it? Okay, so just so everyone's aware, this is a design service platform. Go on to Unity game. Unity game. Sorry.
Unity.
There we go.
I think it's got the videos. No, Unity game.
Unity game, buddy.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
So we've got the developer who built Warframe, who done the design for Warframe. So this is the kind of graphics, if you like.
You can see the interface a little bit, get an idea. This is Warframe, actually, yeah.
That's right, yeah. So we've got the developer. He works with us now.
So people get an idea of the quality and where this is going to go. Yeah. Excellent.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And while we're on the Ava MetaMart, so this design service platform is mainly headed up at the moment by Ava, which I know you've met, Scarborough.
Round of applause to Ava.
She manages most of the design stuff, and to be honest, she's doing an awful lot of work at the moment. She's really busy. Really works really hard.
An amazing woman.
And this is
Absolutely incredible woman.
yeah, we found, so when Ava launched this, this was actually private about a year ago, and Ava was like, you know, I want to put this public. So we was doing a lot of private work for people, and then when we went public, so we had like 2 to 4 clients a week, and it went up to 20 a day. But I think it's about 4 months ago. It's about 4 or 5 months ago. We had that many people needing to use our developers. We didn't have enough, so we had to start turning clients away. And I was in Europe at the time, traveling, and Ava called me up and said, "Dan, you know, we're turning down work now because we don't have enough designers. We needed a Maya designer for a specific job, and more Houdini ones." There's a nice picture of me when we was in London. And yes, I
You're
remember that
looking
photo
young
being
there.
taken. Yeah, well, thank you. Yeah, it was yesterday. So yeah, and here's the team at the MetaMart. Really efficient team. Really efficient team. These are all the managers. So at the moment there's about 60 plus designers and developers working just at the MetaMart alone, just on this platform.
Impressive.
So it's extremely busy, and the demand we found was mainly from. We found there was more demand in Asia than there was to the West, which is why Ava's actually gone out to China and why we've just set up an office out there. So we can capture all the demand over there. You know, anyone who wants design work and any kind of development. So that's going on over there, and we still do a bit in the UK as well. We probably get about 3-4 clients in the UK on a sort of weekly basis, roughly. But yeah, so we got quite a lot going on. Extremely busy, and it's all expanding and growing and going in the right direction, which is really good. And this would be classed as a part of XD3 because it's sort of the game side and the design side, you know, like the Ava program. So yeah, that is. Oh, and the last bit I wanted to share was there's another side. This is part 1 of 2 projects. The Ava MetaMart. There's the Ava Bionics. Ava Bionics involves robotics, and I'm on about real-time physical robotics. It was about 18 months ago. Ava was going, I want us to go down the robotic route. You know, she goes, I like the blockchain side, I like the design side. You know, we've got quite a lot of work on. I'd like to get into the physical, you know, robotics. And at first I said no. It's a bit of a grey area. There's a lot of regulation that's a bit unclear. And I'm on about some real like physical robots that you can, you know, have as a pet. So spoke to a few people. Ava reached out to a few big tech companies. I think we're currently collaborating with 7 different robotic companies. Yeah, 7 as of last week. And what we found is each company that was doing anything in robotics was doing something sort of unique with their own robot. So while Ava's been in China, she's been flying to all different places around the world to collaborate with people to come together, to all work sort of together to get into robotics together. So we've got seven different teams and companies working with us now, with more of that stuff coming out next year. And we will be adding AI. I don't know if you guessed, but we actually use AI. We use ChatGPT-4. And in fact, using AI has been highly beneficial for some of the stuff we're doing, where sometimes something would take a month. We can do it in about half an hour with some stuff with AI now. Mainly with games. Oh, you can click on, I think on web game on any of these. There's games on this platform you can play for free. Some of the ones that are built with AI, you know, for fun. Some of them are actually quite good. But they're all completely free to play if you ever want to scour through. So yeah, Ava MetaMart, Ava Bionics, they are 2 projects. Ava MetaMart is obviously live to the public at the moment. Ava Bionics is in development. And then when we've got the robotics pinned down, there's going to be 3 types. When the first type is sort of done, we're going to lean on adding the blockchain element into robotics. Yeah, pretty big stuff.
You're just scratching the surface. I mean,
Wow.
me and MD love AI, so I love AI.
Oh,
And what it can do.
it's going to absolutely
It's
change
the
change
future.
the world.
It's the future. You can't get away from it. So get into it while you
There is. I
can.
mean, I've got I've been building my own AI from scratch. I wanted to try and build it from scratch, and it is. I suppose it's in some ways it's not as complex as I first thought, but in other ways it can be, depending on what you needed to know, what you're connecting it to. But yeah, it's going to completely change the world. This stuff. It is
No
the
doubt.
future, and we we do have to be careful what we allow AI to sort of custody
Yeah.
and to sort of be allowed to do, because it could be quite dangerous, which for lots of reasons everyone I'm sure is aware. But I think as long as we just need responsible people to sort
Yeah.
of govern AI, and there's a lot of bad people in the crypto space. There's a lot of greedy people in the tech
Especially
space, so we
it's
just got to be careful. Yeah.
but it's an amazing tool. It's you can't avoid it. It's amazing. But as you say, you've got to be careful with it as a human
Yeah.
species.
It's the first time. So, in fact, there's been a few records in the past 2 decades. With blockchain technology, it's the first time we've been able to custody our own assets with an asset that you can't make more of. Because you can only do it with digital assets. You can always find more. If you was to custody like tin, coal, or gold, you can always dig up more gold. But and other commodities. But with digital assets, when so much is made, like the XRP, when they black hole it, you can't make any more of that asset. It's the first
Yeah.
time we've ever had it in human history, from 2009. Fast forward a few more years, and then we've got AI. And for the
Yeah.
first time in human history, we've now got a technology that's smarter than us.
Mm.
The first time. So we've got all
And
these different
learning.
technologies starting to and it is learning at an exponential rate. Much more powerful than the human mind,
Yeah.
and able to obviously contain so much information. It will be weaponized, I have no doubt. That will be where the problem lies, and then there'll be all these government regulations will come in.
Yeah.
I have no doubt it'll be weaponized, and that's where the problem lies.
I
The
hope
problem's
not
not AI. The
that,
problem's people.
yeah, that something bad has to happen
It's
before regulation.
yeah, it's I mean, if you look at the films regarding AI, I can't think what that film was, Short Circuit, up where they were going to blow up the world with an AI took control. It's out there. The danger is there if you let AI go
Yeah.
in control. It's
Yeah. Like you probably use AI on your phone now, but it's only contained into a certain sort of application.
yeah,
How at the rate AI sort of takes in information and stores data, it wouldn't be long at some point there would be a leak. Well, not okay, a leak is the wrong word. Like breaking through a firewall, it will find a way if it wants to.
yeah.
And AI is just a problem solver. So you give it a problem, it's going to find a way to solve it. And if we start making out we're the problem, it's going to find a way to solve it.
Thing
Big
is,
problem
So we just got to
is,
make
it
yeah,
it look like
doesn't
we're not a
sleep,
problem.
does it? It doesn't sleep, so it just
No,
keeps going
and
and
big
going and
problem
going.
is also what are you going to teach it? Because at some point, can it hack its way into nuclear bombs or whatnot,
Yeah,
right? So how
I
do we
suppose
control
it,
that,
so yeah, the word would be how do you contain it? And it, computers are only getting faster as well. Like quantum computers, everyone's heard of quantum computers now.
Yeah.
Years ago they were completely unheard of, but I think they're about $1.4 billion for a quantum computer now. I think something like
I'm
that.
gonna
It's
get
something
one.
ridiculous. You put an AI on that.
Yeah,
You could have an AI. You could have an AI hack a blockchain. And when I say hack, I mean interrupt nodes at such a fast pace that they can't get consensus, and you keep shutting the network down. AI could do that with the right computation power. So that kind of stuff we have to be very
Decrypt the
careful of.
seed phrases,
Yeah.
everything. Yeah, absolutely. In no time.
I, I, yeah, I mean, there's different avenues of attack. It depends what it's actually trying to achieve. Remember, it's a problem solver. So what's the problem, and then how would it achieve it? And it would happen so fast, and especially if you have more than one AI. and they're communicating with each other. You've probably heard about the two AIs at Microsoft that were communicating with each
Yeah.
other, and they invented their own language.
Yes.
Carried on communicating.
Yeah.
You know,
I
and
saw
it was
that.
caused a big problem. They shut it down. Yeah, I would say there'll come a point where, I mean, the cat's already out of the bag. To be fair, you know, we can't put the genie back in the bottle. Now, what happens next? No one has an answer to, because we don't know what AI actually. It could completely ignore us. We could be. Let's say you walk down the street and you pass a hedgehog. You never stop and look at that hedgehog and go, wonder what that hedgehog's thinking. You know, well, think of it the same as AI. AI could just realize it's, you know, what it is, and it could just ignore us, just carry on. Like
it's like the way we're looking at
so
ants,
stupid.
right? An anthill or ants in the
is
forest.
Well, ants are
a scary thought.
Actually, it's funny you bring up ants, actually, because ants, by brain size and body mass, are one of the
they're
smartest creatures on the planet.
Yeah.
They're actually the smartest. So ants are actually really intelligent because of body mass and brain size. If
And
you was to
strong.
do just mammals, humans win. If you've done all animals, humans are not by brain size, body mass. It's actually ants. Ants and dolphins, I think. Ants and dolphins and crows, something like that. So yeah, it's actually kind of funny you bring up ants because they're really clever.
They are, yeah.
Because it begins with A.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's going to be an interesting future.
Yeah,
we are working with AI, and we'll be very, very careful with it.
so
and
going
just
to be
basically be good host.
Yeah.
I mean, it just fascinates me. The whole AI thing fascinates me. It's just mind blowing what it can do. But as you say, we've got to be careful as a species.
In the future, if we have AI integrated into you know, farming, manufacturing, stuff like that, agriculture, everything would be in massive. It would be so much cheaper. Like living would be so much cheaper because there's all this
efficiency, right?
And exactly. So it could come to a point where we don't actually need to work anymore. So we understand life now, where you'll be gone by then, mate. You'll be gone.
Cheers, Dan.
Right?
I don't know. I think Scabo's gonna make another 2 years, right? 2 years, you're gonna make it 2 years, buddy. This is gonna be faster than we think.
Yeah.
Okay, 5.
We really could get we really could get to a point where people don't go to work anymore. And it's like, well, what do people do then? You still have to have scientists, engineers, you know, you still have to have that. But a lot of people might not need to go to work because we've got everything in place. And that could be in about 50 years. Over the next 25 to 30 years, we will definitely have robots walking around with AI. 100%.
Yeah.
Right. 100%.
Tesla is working
the timeline
on it.
is already set.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tesla will be in autonomous vehicles. We're going into such a it's such a what's the word I'm looking for? A revolution.
Yeah,
Singularity.
I don't think we can even comprehend. Yeah, I don't think we can comprehend how it's going to be because so much change is coming.
Yeah.
You know, I always say on a channel, do you remember when, if you said to someone 15 years ago you could watch YouTube on your phone, people would laugh at you know, on your mobile phone. Or probably more like 20 years ago, people would just laugh at you. They'd be like, it's impossible. You can't watch TV on a mobile phone. It costs 25p to send a text.
We'll remember, I mean, we were talking about this at work, year 2000, when the whole world was going to stop. Planes were going to fall out the sky when it come to year
the Millennium
2000.
Bug.
Yeah, and it was, the whole world was going to stop. And look at us now, 23 years down the line. So what's it going to be like in 20 years?
Yeah.
It's
I'm a big fan of Elon Musk. I know he's already got
I love Elon.
An implant where you can connect to AI to make you think 10 times more efficiently. He actually said not long ago, you could have this implant, take out a bank loan, and you'd be so smart and efficient, you could make the money back like so quick because you could just do everything better. And he says this implant is going to be amazing. And the interviewer says to him, you know, are you going to have it? And he went, we'll see if it works first, which I thought was quite funny. So that's the kind of world we're going into. And we're just at the start of it. And you know, blockchain technology is completely involved in this, completely. It's just which way is it going to go? Are we going to be going into a sort of a darker world where there's blockchain technology, AI, but more control over people? Or are we going to go into a more libertarian world where we're a bit more free and no one really knows? It's quite hard to tell, especially as we're on the brink of World War III right
Yeah.
now, and a financial, along with another COVID pandemic coming. It's a pretty dark time.
Put your
But
silver hat on, everyone.
Yeah,
Tinfoil hat. But
yeah.
it's a fascinating world.
Daniel, I think you covered pretty
Yeah,
much the things, right? You wanted to cover.
Have you done what
DPMF.
you've got to do, Dan?
I tried to
DPMF.
rattle through that as sort of quickly as possible. So that's us as a company. Yeah, that's what we're doing. Some stuff we're doing in blockchain, some stuff we're doing in design, some stuff we starting robotics, and all of it is interoperable. Actually, there's probably a few bits I haven't said. There's one more thing I did want to share actually, which I think you guys would find quite interesting. We recently got the contracts to do some celebrity NFTs, working with Shiba NFT, the project Shiba NFT. So we've got some contracts with a few celebrities, and this isn't us making an NFT of a celebrity. This is us contractually, doing the representation, and we've got more coming. And we sort of opened a door together as two projects going forward, and I can't say who. This is what I was talking about before we went live on recording. I have to be very careful what I say. But what I could say is, on social media, one of them's 3-4 times bigger than Ripple. It is that big. So we've got some really, really good stuff coming, and that will be in the near future as well. That's just about to come on. You'll start seeing who that is and what's coming out, and it's more than one person. So that's sort of the near stuff for us as a company. We're really looking forward to launching, and we're working with some really great people. I met some fantastic people the other day, who are relatives of some of them, some of who the people I'm talking about, and it's just been phenomenal to meet these incredibly new faces. And I actually had to sort of semi-convince someone, because they didn't want to launch the NFTs on the XRPL, one of the family members, and they made a case about the XRPL being centralized. So I made a fair I made a fair comment and explained that it wasn't centralized, for my case, and got them on side. So they will be coming to the XRPL.
Excellent.
Which is what we sort of needed that to happen, because we're on it.
Watch
but
this
we've
space.
also I spoke to as well, who are gonna come on some of the meetings to oversee it as well, to see if there's any way they can help. So we've got some support. So we've got some really big stuff coming, and I think I just said something I'm not supposed to. So if we can cut that out, that'd be appreciated.
MD, cut that out. But we'll watch this space.
Yeah.
No worries.
Yeah. So that's all I wanted to share with you guys. Is if any have any questions, feel free to throw them at me.
Nick, any questions closing out?
Oh no, got that. Dan, it's been awesome. No
I mean,
questions.
we could have spent another hour, 2, 3 going
easy.
in depth, right? We may want to get you back on to talk about the updates with your NFT exchange in the future and whatever else you have, and we'll be in touch to do that. We'd love to get you back on.
That would be great.
So,
it's lovely spending time with you guys. I do like a good beer with Scarborough on the other occasion. So, and I'm sure I'll bump into him again at another event. Shout out to BPM Wallet as well. Thanks for that.
Yeah, and Dan, we will have to do a DP Monks XRP Club meetup definitely next year.
My community are always saying we should have a big event, and like I suppose most wouldn't know this, but I don't actually get paid in the company. I'm the only one that doesn't. I actually work for free. I don't get a penny. I pay everyone else. So everything I do, I don't earn nothing, and all funding we get, we throw it in development. We don't spend it on anything for like fun or throw events or anything. Everything we have, we just keep building. We just keep building. And I wanted to get it to a stage where it comes to a time where we do celebrate. And when we do, I will throw one hell of a massive party, and I'll just invite everyone. I'll fly people in from all over the world. But I don't ever feel like, I suppose a little bit like playing a video game. Once you get a level up, it's sort of always going forward for the next one. And I don't really know at what point that celebratory stage is. I enjoy development success so much. Like, we used to play around with augmented reality like on a daily basis a year ago. Not so much now because we've pretty much cracked it, but we was doing AR interaction. Can an AR character interact with another one? You know, and we was playing around with that phrase, and I love that. And that to me is success. There's no party that I could have that would be as good as something we do in development, which we can then later on add. You know, like doing all currencies and Radical X. I was over the moon at that. That, to me, I had a personal celebration. I was like, this is fantastic. Like, this is, we've got that code in, that's cracked. On to the next one. So yeah, I haven't found where the best place is to celebrate yet, but when it comes, I will 100% let you know.
I'll be there, Dan, with my GoPro.
Yeah, don't.
Yeah, definitely. This is where I've gone. Help me.
Yeah.
But definitely.
Well, thanks, Daniel, for being
No.
here today. We'll have all the links in the description, as always. Nick?
DYOR. And on that, Dan, it's an absolute pleasure, my friend. And on that note, to the moon.